In 1889, Preston North End won the first ever English Football League. Since then, they've had a number of ups and downs winning trophies and being relegated. They also are, in my opinion, the biggest English team to never play in the Premier League. Here's their story in the 1888 to 1889 season, which was the first in the league's history. Preston North End won the division with 40 points in 22 games. If that seems like an unusually low number, keep in mind a win at this time only cost 2 points to add to this. They did not lose a single game, becoming the league's first Invincibles. The second-place spot was taken by Aston Villa, who were a whopping 11 points behind Preston North End. They also won the FA Cup, beating Wolves 3-0 and becoming the first team to achieve the domestic double. These feats were helped by John Goodall, who scored a whopping 21 goals in 21 games, as well as James D. Ross and Frederick Dewhurst, who scored 18 and 12 goals respectively the next year. They would repeat his champions despite losing 4 games. Interestingly, this year, a new league formed known as the Football Alliance, in which Nottingham Forest, Sheffield Wednesday, and Newton Heath competed in Newton Heath, for those of you that don't know, are now known as Manchester United. They're kind of a small team, so you may not know of them. The following 3 years, they finished second, losing to Everton by 2 points, Sunderland by 5, and Sunderland again, this time by 11. The third year was also the first that saw a second division added, and with that relegation, the new second tier include Crewe, Alexandra, Sheffield United, Grimsby Town, and some team known as Boodle. The next year, they would finish 14 out of 16 teams, narrowly avoiding relegation, despite finishing fourth the next year, 12 points from the top. This could not prevent the inevitable. They would become a mid to lower league side, consistently avoiding relegation, while also avoiding winning anything. Of note, they did reach the semi-final of the 1892 to 1893 FA Cup, but lost on the second replay to Everton in 1901. The team was narrowly relegated and played its first year in Division 2 by 1903-04. The team would earn its spot back in the top flight by winning the league by a solitary point. The team would continue on with nothing really of note happening, except the second-place finish in 1905-19, losing out by 4 points to Liverpool. A few relegations and promotions followed, but nothing really of importance. Music. After the First World War, football resumed as usual, and Preston resumed being boring from 1919 to 1930. The club went from being a low-level Tier 1 side to a middle Tiers 2 side. They did almost win an FA Cup in 1922, though losing 1. Nothing to Huddersfield in the last FA Cup. Not to be held at Wembley Stadium, the one goal was off a penalty. Despite my efforts, I was not able to find a recording of it. I did find some footage of the game, which should be playing now. In 1934, they finally won promotion back to League One, finishing second behind Grimsby Town. A certain right half joined the team at this time, who you most certainly aren't asking, Bill Shankly. Yes, that Bill Shankly post-1934. They were a solid upper to mid-table finisher in 1937, 1938. However, they almost won the league, finishing third 3 points behind winners Arsenal and 2 behind second-place team Wolves. They also won the FA Cup, avenging their loss against Huddersfield by scoring a penalty of their own. This game has extensive recordings and was quite fun to watch overall. The future looks bright. Music during the war. 3 Preston players died. Jack Owen, Percival Taylor, and David Willis, who had just been signed by the club. During this time, they were able to sign Sir Tom Finney. He played at least 433 games for Preston, scoring 187 goals and getting 76 caps for England. Finney is often considered their greatest player and rejected what would have been a blockbuster move to player mode in the 1952 to 1953 season. His loyalty was almost rewarded. They came second, losing to Arsenal on goal ratio. Arsenal's ratio was 1.516, while Preston's was 1.417. The team continued to be a top-half side until 1960, when Finney retired the following year. They were relegated, finishing dead last with 30 points in 1960. The PFA abolished the maximum salary for players. This hurt Preston and most team for that matter, as they could no longer assign major players due to the team's lack of money. When compared to other top clubs, this was blamed in part for their struggles in the following decades. While remaining in the second division, they did reach the 1964 FA Cup final. Their opponent was First Division side West Ham, led by legend of the game Sir Bobby Charlton. Despite this, Preston did find the first goal in the 10th minute, going 1-0 up. An equalizer was scored the very next minute, though somehow Preston scored another, putting them 2-1 up. Sadly for them, another equalizer was again soon found in the 90th minute. Despite Preston's early leads, West Ham midfielder Ronnie